Hi, I'm Gwyneth Robbins Cox, the Crystal Guru. Thanks for coming back to watch this second video all about becoming you. In this second video, we'll start to look at the process that we need to undertake with the support of crystal energies to find the true you. So just a quick recap. In the last video, we looked at how being our authentic self can enable us to lead a more fulfilled life, making the right lifestyle choices for us, and very importantly, having the strength to stay true to ourselves and not allow ourselves to be wobbled off our path by situations and by others. Being authentic means a happier life all round, a better love life, more abundance and prosperity, and general feelings of contentment and strength within. And what it doesn't mean is living your life with a lack of purpose or lack of self-confidence and self-esteem. So we looked at some of the resistances and the issues that might come up along this process pathway, like fear, like conditioning and ancestral blocks, and how we need to be strong and look deep within and release some of these blocks. So one of the things that I'd like to say right now is that whilst we're delving deep to find these blocks that we need to release, we don't need to beat ourselves up and feel bad about ourselves for having any issues. Everyone comes up against blocks, and it's part of being human and part of our own learning. And more importantly, by feeling bad about ourselves, we're just feeding the ego again, and that nag in the head that always leads us away from the path of authenticity. It's very important, crucial in fact, that whatever negativity we think we have, that we can turn it around to be a positive. I'd just like you to remember that within each challenge there is a gift, and each challenge is an unlocked door. And it's our job to find the key to open it. So we have all the tools we need within to help us on our journey. Some of you might be aware of the card known as the Fool in the Tarot, and he's depicted by a traveller about to step off of a cliff, and he has all his belongings in a little bag behind him, and he doesn't really know quite where he's going, but he has everything that he needs for his journey ahead. It's just that he doesn't realise it. So that's how life is. The biggest challenges and journeys may seem insurmountable tasks, but we have all the tools we need. We just need a little guidance and help sometimes to find them and to use them actually to our best advantage. I like to see some of these issues and blocks as just energy blocks, which working with the crystals can really help. So you may be aware of repeating patterns in situations in your life sometimes. Maybe they don't manifest themselves quite in the same way, but it may be underlying issues that repeat themselves over and over again. So these are just calls from your authentic self to clear them for good. So let's see our resistances and our issues, whatever they are, as being a powerful launch pad to start our journey. By feeling into what we really want, we're really tapping into our true authentic self. And in fact, perhaps it's a good idea to sometimes identify what we really don't want in our lives. Because when we can feel what we really don't want, we can actually turn it around to be what we do want. So again, if you'd just like to pause the video here and write down 5 things that you really don't want in your life. These may be things that exist already in your life or things that you've experienced, just things that you don't want, but really feel into them. By feeling into what we don't want, perhaps we can see a core issue emerging, perhaps repeated patterns, perhaps some kind of block that's really at the centre of everything. It could be something like just feeling not good enough, feeling as if you're not clever enough, feeling as though maybe you're too old to make changes, whatever. So now just imagine turning these beliefs, these negative patterns, these negative thoughts around to a positive. Really feel into them right now. Imagine that. And here's the truth. These negative beliefs are actually the key to your own authenticity. Your authenticity is calling you forwards. Your core authentic self is actually part of your own inner wisdom. And that's why you're aware of what's really out of balance in your life, so that you can work on putting it right. So that these repeating issues and repeating patterns are just your inner self calling to you to make changes in your life. So this process is really about identifying, accepting and releasing our inner blocks. Once we've done this, things will begin to get back into balance and we will begin to have a happier lifestyle. Now, one thing I must say here is that it's not an easy process always to look deep within ourselves. Especially with issues and blocks that may have been buried deeply for many, many years. We need to be really prepared to be honest and open and accept ourselves without feeling bad about ourselves. So that's all very well, you may be thinking, but once we've released these issues and we're feeling happier in our own authenticity, how do we go about staying there? How do we know that we won't descend into the depths of inauthenticity again? So we can help ourselves to stay in our centre, in our authenticity, in our power, by learning to do small sort of daily routines, little rituals that can help to align our energies and that constantly keep strengthening our boundaries. So very importantly, we can use the help of our crystal allies to support us throughout this whole journey of releasing and staying in our power. So when we're working with crystal energies, what happens is what we need to release will be released and some of the crystal energy will be absorbed into our body. This is one way of looking at it. So it's kind of like an interaction that takes place between us and the crystal. So whatever we're missing, whatever's lost and no longer a part of ourselves, can be helped to be restored by the crystal. So in other words, really what crystal energies are doing is helping us to release and get back into balance. So it can be very useful to us to use the crystal energies in this way to strengthen our boundaries, to help us to stay in our power, because it's so easy for us to be wobbled by situations and people who press all those emotional buttons. So if we have the knowledge and the tools to help us, even if we get wobbly, we won't fall so far and before we're back on track again. So let's think about some of the crystals that we might use to help us on this process. They might be black obsidian or snowflake obsidian, because this helps us to look deep inside ourselves. Charoite, which is a lovely purple stone, very spiritual. This one helps us to see our truth and to stay on our own path. Garnet, which helps to strengthen us, to give us a lot of self-confidence, pushing us forward. Tiger's Eye, which is really a very friendly stone and gives us courage and self-confidence. Aquamarine helps us to align ourselves with who we meet, situations, helping us to really be in the right place at the right time. It's very synchronicitous. And maybe rhodonite may help us to feel safe, feel grounded and feel loved when perhaps we're feeling a little bit lost and wobbly. The list goes on and on. There are so many crystals that can help us in our process. So most of all, we need to honour and accept ourselves for the wonderful, beautiful beings we are. Life is an amazing journey, and we don't have to feel as if we're travelling alone. In the next video, I'm going to talk to you about an opportunity that will change your life for the better. So I'd like to say thank you for watching this. Hopefully Becoming You is feeling a little more juicy for you now. If you'd like to share this, then please do. And if you have any questions, then please comment below. So see you next time.